Welcome to the Odd Frog Chop Shop, your one-stop podcast for all things toy, design, collectible, comic book, video game, movies, pop culture, and more. And now please welcome your hosts, Kelly Greenwood and Eddie Hermosillo.
What's up, everybody? Welcome back to the Odd Frog Chop Shop. This is where we, as Odd Frog Entertainment, talk about pop culture, what's going on in toys, what's going on in action figures, what's going on in 1/12 scale. We want to catch everybody up every week with what's going on with Bandito orders and development of some of our new stuff that we got coming down the line. And tonight we've got some, I think we're just going to kind of talk and take a little bit of a dive into Powercon. We're not a mature enough company yet. We don't have enough products to be there ourselves yet. But there's some companies there that we're interested in, and some products that we're interested in. Obviously, there is a 1/12 scale car there that is on all of everybody's radar, obviously. Of course, I'm talking about the Ramen Racer. We want to take a look at that. We want to take a look at the Bandito.
And I think
in relation
Valaverse, again, sorry.
Yeah,
I don't mean to cut you off, man.
No.
I was just going to say that I think the Valaverse also has the 1/12 scale car that they might be previewing there.
Yeah.
I don't quite remember what it's called, but it's more of a military vehicle versus the Ramen Racer, which is, geared towards the Dukes of Hazzard, Ghost Rider, and then ours, which is just a more vintage muscle car with its own story, and but
well,
keep
and
going,
more
man.
of the customization aspect is what
Right.
where we were gearing towards
modularity and customizability.
But I think everybody kind of wants to know what our opinion is on the
For sure, yeah.
Ramen Racer, and we have really at this point we have nothing but praise for Ace and what he's been able to achieve. And so we want to take a look at it. We kind of want to compare it to our car, obviously. So we're going to do a little bit of that and take you guys along for the ride with us. It's Saturday night, and we're all hanging out. So we're thinking we're going to have a good show here.
Why don't you go ahead and play that video that you got, Kel?
Okay, guys. This is a video of the Ramen Racer at Powercon, and
if you guys want to, before we dive into that real quick, a little history on that. Like, as soon after the Hasbro, the Hasbro, what was it, fund, whatever, Go Fund thing, what it was, the HasLab Fund project didn't fund. We had our thing going. We had that started way before that, but prior to that not happening with Hasbro, well, I don't even know what I'm saying. I'm talking in circles. Anyways, again, we had talked with Ace and Ramen Toys, and we talked about probably working together in production of our vehicle, but we just didn't see eye to eye with certain things. They went their way, and we kind of went our way. But again, them being the more experienced company, I guess you could say, they're having their whistle wet, their feet in the water.
I would say more too, like Eddie, to kind of just support your point, I guess, is that we had just been burned by 1/12 Garage, and we were we don't want to work with anybody anymore.
I totally agree. That's why we were hesitant to work with anyone, period. But but again, congratulations to Ace and Ramen Toys.
Yeah.
And
salute.
On. But Ace, we know Ace, and salute to him. And go ahead, play that clip.
Yeah, okay, guys. So I'm going to share my screen. Give me 1 second here. There we go. No, this one. Share. All right, can you guys see that?
Yeah.
And let's give a shout out here to I guess 3POA podcast. 3POA podcast.
Oh yeah.
And here we got Ace.
Quite a bit, yeah.
I think we're talking about mostly the Ramen Racer here. So
that's good.
Let's see what he got to say, and let me know if you guys can hear it.
Hey, good morning, guys. Ace from Ramen Toy, and this is the test shot. First test shot of the Ramen Racer.
Guys, can you hear it?
Yeah, sounds good.
Cool.
Again, it's very rough. Everything is expedited. So this is the demo, how it works. So you guys requested it, right? Initially, we had the USB-C for the gas cap.
Oh, that's really cool.
For the gas cap is over here. You can plug it in.
Right in the little gas area,
But
yeah.
you guys wanted it to be at the bottom as well. So I've already done the demo at the bottom. I can't delete now, but I'm going to do
Because he got in the car
top.
there. Is that roadblock?
So the USB goes
the
in
driver's seat maybe.
into a power bank or the actual wall socket, no problem. 5 volts. The key thing, 5 volts. Anything more than 5 volts is not good, right? So, and there you go. The lights and everything goes on. This is the mode that it has sounds. There's another mode that is static lights. On this side, static lights. All right, static lights. And of course, over here you can actually
I like that feature right
the lights
there.
on or off.
What's that?
Off. So
Watch.
there we
That-
go. There we go. The other one. You can just
Oh,
select the
interesting.
wheels.
That's pretty cool. How he
What
like,
did he
And,
do?
of course,
the grill now has little slidable like plates that you can slide open, and then you see the light bulbs behind it.
In here,
Okay.
you guys
Yeah.
requested for a battery pack.
Battery
So
swap.
this battery pack can purchase from Amazon. I'll give the details. So basically the same thing. You
That's
plug it in.
interesting, I guess.
There we go. Battery pack. Important thing: the battery does not charge over here. This kind of battery pack is charged by an independent
Charger, yeah. Charger
USB,
separate,
right? You
yeah.
charge it
I
over
still
here,
like our
but you don't
battery
don't
placement.
Put in a USB.
Yeah, it's an
I
old
didn't
school
do it.
battery, but it could definitely be upgraded to chargeable, but keeping it in the same place is kind of cool.
Oh, we could
And the
easily
engine of
change
vengeance,
it.
well, the
That's-
engine of vengeance as well.
Engine of Vengeance.
Cool.
Uh-huh.
Thanks, Ace. Yeah, thanks.
Cool. Very cool.
So see, that's cool. So I like, like he said, Engine of Vengeance, and it being a charger, he kind
Am
of
I
went
sharing my
with
screen still, or?
No, you're
not
good.
anymore.
You're good.
You're
Okay.
good. The Dukes of Hazzard's kind of cool, the charger style. He pulled it off. They look decent, but you know what I'm saying? It compared to what we were trying to do, the modularity, the customizability, right? It's different. It's a different concept in a way. You know what I'm saying? Like,
Yeah, I mean, I think at the end of the day, the similarities are there in the sense that it's a
1/12
we're in
scale
the
car.
same it's in the same decade, and they're muscle cars, they're American muscle cars. Yeah, I mean, I think for us the focus is kind of, it took a turn when, I mean, we had guys like at 12th Parallel and Plannable early on, people that were kind of conversing with us as we were going through development, saying like it would be cool to have this feature. And so really early on, the customization thing became kind of our main focus. Like, let's give you guys a palette in which you can do what you normally do. Like,
Right, see? And that's where it came from. That's where it all stemmed from, listening to them and being like, so if we just gave you a canvas and gave you the essential parts to create your own masterpiece, that's essentially what we're trying to do. The cars are canvases. We're going to provide you with the supplies, the parts, the pieces, and then you create your masterpiece. That's our whole goal, is modular customizability, not just, having...
Mikey, can we... Sorry, Eddie, I want you to keep going, but Mikey,
Yeah,
can you put
bring
that
us the
video
art
on
stuff.
in the background?
Yeah.
you can definitely have it make one look like the Charger from Fast and the Furious, or the car blade drives, or you can paint it and make it look orange, but you know what I'm saying? To have it already be orange and you bought it orange, that's what it is, but to have it to be like a matte black color and then be able to apply whatever color you want to that, and then have your independent rims, door panels, your window shield, your window panes come off, and your engines and hoods come off. That's kind of where we went, and and some of our ideas were also incorporated. But it's it's business. The interchangeability part. It's a key feature that the community does want, and I could see why it's being done. Like,
what
Yeah.
I saw in that video that you just played was, it's got some cool features, but it's like what you see is what you get.
Exactly. You
You-
buy this one, and this one's the
That's
Fast
what
and
you got.
Furious version.
Yeah.
This is what you buy.
Exactly. Where
This
you
one-
can switch up your own version once a year if you want,
Yeah, this one you buy. Our idea was you buy this, and then you can paint it. You can scrape the paint. You can strip the paint it again. We did ours. We have one that looks kind of patinaed and bullet hole, and spray paint. It looks matte gray. Like, there's a whole story behind why it looks matte gray like that. But you know what I'm saying. You can make it look and give it a story, and that's what we're trying to do with Kelly throwing it into the comic book. And so yeah, see, it's all kind of comes in matte colors. This was our prototype here, matte grays and blacks interiors. Again, the headlights worked. That little Bandito logo came off. Upon feedback, we decided to move that little skull logo to the interior of the steering wheel. We had, wood grain panels on the inside,
Dash
lights with our logos and speedometers, and little display screens with the little Chop Shop logo in there. I mean, it was all there. We just didn't have the support and the audience as other companies did. But that's why we're still here. That's why orders are still trickling in as we speak.
Yeah.
And we're still pushing it. We're printing out another one now. We're moving along and making the motorcycles now, trying to scale down and up at the same time. We're trying to make a van, and we're producing action figure prototypes. I mean, I guess taking a note from Ramen and Ace, he has a bunch of stuff going on at once. So, the more we can dabble in and the more we can show, the better. We have the comic, a few figures, the car, a motorcycle, a van, and it all correlates to our story, to our comic, and our original IP.
Yeah, and I mean, I think that's, really the main thing is like, Ramen's been at this game for several years now. And
I think like 3. I think he's been at it like 1 or 2 more than we have. So we just celebrated 2 years. I think he's going to maybe on 3 or 4, actually, something like
and
that.
it's his first year at Powercon too, so like let's shout out to him being there at Powercon for sure for his first year. Yeah, we're gonna be there. I mean, here's the main thing, guys, is also like Clanable, who is a huge friend of the show, the effort, the company. He's been with us from the beginning.
Not to cut you off, but you saw that. Yeah. You guys saw that. See, we had that picture right there. See, so our idea, customizability. That's the same Bandito you would purchase, and then we would then offer additional tires, bumper kits, guns, and missiles that you can then apply to your car that you can attach to the car. Like that was our whole
Yeah. This is a render of parts put on the actual photo of the prototype, but
right there. Yeah.
We have a system for mounting the weapons in which they'll be interchangeable between this and the Bad Man, and probably not the motorcycle. I've been racking my brain how to kind of do that, and there's just no room on this thing. I spent all week working on it, putting battery components into it and stuff, really just technical, like not fun stuff to do, but I mean, it's still fun. It's not digging holes.
The real engineering stuff, yeah.
Yeah. But next week I'm going to take a break on that and go back to the action figure stuff that we're working on. Sent Eddie some preliminary Jones Bones body type sketches.
Dude, I love what you did with it, man. It looks great. Like, I don't mind if you show it. Like, so we have
it's a little rough. I don't think I want to show it tonight.
Okay. Yeah.
But what I want to do is I'll ink it and then we'll show it. Yeah. So maybe next show. Yeah.
I'm ready to get it in ZBrush and start making it, man.
Yeah. I mean, okay. So what I'd like to do, guys, since we just kind of took a look at Ramen Racer, I want to get us to chance to kind of show our wares or whatever a little bit. And another thing came up, guys, that we had someone purchase the Bandito yesterday, and he paid through PayPal, and so that charged his account, and he meant to, which is fine, but I don't want people doing that right now. that option has to be there as a way for us to have the other option to purchase as a pre-order where you don't pay. It has to be there. But I want to go through the website right now. We've completely kind of been re-articulating it and stuff and learning more about that. So, Mikey, if we could, let's bring up the Odd Frog Entertainment website, guys. oddfrogentertainment.com. And let's just kind of walk through the process here because I want to show people exactly. Well, we don't want to walk through the process, but I do want to, because we don't want to fill out a bunch of information, but I do want to tell people exactly how to purchase the Bandito. And I'm going to make it easier next week. I'm going to go in there. I looked at it today, but it's not easy to find where to change the wording of it. But can we full screen that, Mikey?
I think it is, no?
Oh, is it? Maybe it's just not on.
Yeah, no, it's full screen.
It's full screen for everybody else. Okay,
yeah.
So let's just take a look here real quick. Let's scroll down because I got a couple of pictures of,
Look at those bullet holes.
So yeah,
there we got the primer one, guys. Go ahead, Eddie. Say it. It's your baby.
Primer one, that's photoshopped. That was a result of
the paint. The paint isn't, but the fun stuff
are photoshopped. But the car itself the garage is real. It's a 1/12 scale garage we've been working on. Those rims are 3D printed, hand painted by me. The rims on the wall. Our modular rims, the rims come apart. There's black rims. We have those 5-spoke rims. We have white wall tires. I mean, we have all kinds of things we're planning. But, yeah, that primer gray there is as a result of, the Bandito itself, our prototype, getting smashed, breaking, falling,
I'm waiting for it, Mike. Give me the sound.
and juggle. We fumbled it and we dropped it. But, yeah, literally went in with Bondo and took care of it. I have shots of that, but I mean, yeah.
Well, here's the other thing, guys. As a team, as a small company, and there it is.
I need to get on that.
As a small team and a small company that's never built toys before that wasn't from another company, we're trying to master these things as fast as possible, which I think you have to do, right? Like, there's nobody going to be telling you like, oh yeah, you know what? Now is the time you should start your toy company. We're a team of guys that are passionate about this industry, passionate about creating toys, and really mostly passionate about the action figure side of it. And that's why we just said, you know what? We're going to do our own thing because you get one time around. Let's try this. And Eddie kind of discovered the 112 stuff because he's a collector. I kind of just collected everything action figure, Four Horsemen stuff. But now, we love this discovery that, we're all a part of now and we get to be a part of what you're doing. But, that's our main focus. And we want to build a world of 112 scale stuff. It just makes sense. Definitely. They're the funnest to hold. They're the funnest to play with. You can do kind of the most detail with the smallest thing at that point. So,
plus, they're perfect for photography.
yeah, and that's the other thing. We want to be centered on customizers and toy photographers. That's our mission statement.
Back to the page.
Now. Mm-hmm. Yeah, let's get back to the page. Thank you, Eddie.
Yeah. So now what? There you go. Look.
So here, you click on these and you can go directly to the pre-order, right? One of the things that you're going to do, let's go ahead and do that, Mike. One of the things that you got to do is you go down to...
This is what popped up, buddy.
Oh, what? Oh. Really? That's not proper. Okay, I'll fix that tomorrow. You know what? Let's go to the store page.
Because, right here it says pre-order now.
Yeah, that's not good. I've been changing a lot of stuff around, guys, so I think some of the links are getting
confused. I'm glad
confused.
We figured that one out.
Yeah, right on the show. How wonderful.
Go. There we go.
I don't want to, develop web pages. I'm doing the best I can. I'm learning about it, Okay, so see right here where it says Bandito 185 view details. That's where you purchase the Bandito. We can click on that, Mike. Here's where you pre-order. When you hit that pre-order button, it's going to ask you for your address and your information so that we can ship it to you. And then next, it's going to
notify you as well.
Okay, here's the important part right here. You see this? Don't do PayPal. Do checkout. Let's hit it, Mikey. I promise, if you end up buying a Bandito, I'll Uber for a couple days to pay for it for you. Okay, so you fill out all this stuff and you go to checkout, and it's going to say you're going to once again get the PayPal option, or you're going to get the pay offline option. What you're going to do is hit the pay offline option, and that's going to be there's a paragraph that's going to pop up that I wrote that's going to tell you why this is the way it is. It's so that we don't charge you until we get the 1,500 units. I explained the whole thing in that little paragraph.
So this appears after you put in your information,
after
right?
you put in all this, and we don't want to do it here because it's not necessarily, but it's right after this page. So what I'm saying is, if you get to a page where you have to enter your card information, you've already done the wrong thing. Back out and do it through the offline payment method. Guys, I'm going to change that next week. I'm dedicating my entire weekend to the comic book because that's what I got to do. It's getting done this weekend as far as pencils. So as soon as I get back to work on Tuesday, I am going to be focusing on making that more understandable. And shout out to the guy who, I don't want to say his name because I don't know if he wants to be mentioned, but I had a conversation with him today, just saying, like, he was fine to purchase it seemed like, but we don't want your money right now. We've got enough of your guys' money, and it's like it's got to stay there, and we just, it's a little uncomfortable for us to have your money. So we want, the reason we're keeping the initial guys order, everybody's initial order, guys, is that we are doing a certificate of authenticity, because what we're trying to do is start an action vehicle line, and it's the first action vehicle. Like Hasbro coined the term action figure back in the day. We'd like to be the first company that brings you an action vehicle line. So it's important for us and some people to stay in the initial count, because we have everybody listed in order of the way they purchased. So that's the way that is. Or the reason that is the way that is. But, it's confusing to me when I looked at it today. So I'm going to try to fix this and make this more clear. So be aware of that. Mikey, can we go to the Chop Shop part of the page?
So yeah, while you were talking to some of those, we have like lowrider kits and Gaslight, Fan. Yeah. Oh, that's what you're about to show right now. Okay.
Yeah, and you can explain it, Eddie. But let's go to the Chop Shop, and it also should have guys, what I've got here is an expandable page, so that whatever computer you're looking on it, for wide screens, it looks widescreen. But for small screen, or for less wide screens, it has the information that you need, but it squeezes the picture a little bit. So that's why that is. And but all of these you can see if you click on them and stuff. Actually, I'm not sure if you can on this page, but this is where I kind of show what the breakdown of there you go. Yeah, the breakdown of what we're offering as far as the different packages. And then Mikey, can you get to the action vehicles page from there?
I don't know. Let's find out.
I forget all that I did. I worked on this like a week and a half ago.
To navigate the interweb.
Just because we're figuring this out on the fly.
Sure. Yeah.
I have dual screens. So okay. I'm wondering if I expanded that on mine, if it would come across both screens.
It would. I don't know. That I don't know. Yeah, there we go.
Okay, wait.
So guys, here's what we're offering.
No, see, look, up top is a little different than down here.
Yeah, that's because I had to do it with a section thing where it has two halves. Okay. That way, if I look at it on my computer, which is for drawing and totally widescreen, you see the whole thing. But all
right, so let's go back up and compare this to the Ramen Racer, guys. So, as a quick difference right there, look, Ramen Racer, they had, their battery pack goes in the trunk. Our trunk is made for bodies and weapons.
And I don't want to be derogatory towards Ramen or anything like that.
Nobody's
Like,
being
obviously
derogatory.
It's a cool car. Yeah.
Yeah, no,
No,
for
it's
sure.
just
We're explaining.
difference.
You're explaining
It's
the
a difference.
Eddie.
No, yeah.
Yeah.
Our batteries are located legit under the engine of the car. I don't know if it's on here, but it's like under the engine of the car. You lift the engine, and there's a battery compartment. We right now we're running AA batteries. We can easily change that to a rechargeable battery pack. Just how, like the same battery pack. Yeah, a rechargeable battery pack wouldn't be any different as it is now. But yeah, headlights, tail lights. We decided to not include sounds because, we're definitely geared more towards toy photography and displaying it, and we're not much about the sound.
Well, and I want to give a shout out real quick to Matt about toys, who mentioned it early on when he was reviewing our car and reviewing everybody's cars. That it's like it's even he could do without all the interior stuff actually, because he's more concerned, and collectors
like
maybe
the outside and
totally understandable. I just think like, we as a company we want to swing for the fences. It's just like we at least have to give that a shot the first couple of years. So we were like, let's throw everything at it we possibly can and see where the price lies. And I've said it before, guys, and I'll say it again, but Eddie and I have worked on that price for months. And so like we really narrowed it down to like what we think was possible and fair. To launch a product, not get rich, but like launch a toy company off.
For sure. And you know what?
Yeah.
It's funny you say that, because even like before, we revealed our price after we saw the Hasbro one, right? And then if you look back at some of our podcasts, we question ourselves like, did we aim too low with that price? But now that we see that even the Ramen Racer its original early bird price was right around the same thing. I think the Vadlaverse vehicle is going for about the same price, to 170 to 200. Now the Ramen Racer is up to like 250 now. That's like about understandable, I guess. After early bird, but for us to be a young company and kind of nail those numbers, says we're I guess
we're on the right track.
Well, and a little inside baseball. I remember some of our early meetings, and you guys were really trying to narrow it down, because number one, you want to give good value. Number two, you want to make sure we had enough,
to make it and bring it and produce it.
Yeah, enough capital coming in. But you guys were like, you were kicking yourselves like, we have to raise it higher. Like, at the end of the day, you did not want to raise it higher. So like I said, it's just enough to bring the product to market.
Right. Yeah.
Well, and initially we were working with 112 Garage and trying to realize their vision, but just make it better. Eddie found this guy and what they were trying to do, and his team or whatever.
I think I'm going to beep out the name.
No, it's fine. I think it's good to talk about this kind of stuff. But
it's part of our history now.
Eddie reached out to him and said, "Hey, you've got a great idea. Like, we can make it look way better than that, in our opinion."
But see, at the same time, his idea was just 112 scale cars, 112 scale vehicles. That's all it was. But his vehicles looked more like preschool Tyco vehicles, and like Kelly said, I approached the guy, us being fresh out of Otis College, fresh designers, and I was like, man,
Mattel, you were fresh out of Otis.
Yeah, I was like, we can definitely do better, and I took a couple of days to do this model that we showed, and he was able to secure a distributing deal, or he was able to secure a spot on Big Bad Toy Store with our connect to the distribute, because we had the one thing 112 Garage didn't, which was like a connect to a manufacturer, coming in contact.
A lot of things they didn't have, but yeah.
But that was I guess that was the main thing, like accredited designers with a connect to a manufacturer, which was what he didn't have. He had a name, he had pre-orders, he had the original idea for vehicles, but that was about it, and that's where he kind of left it and vanished, Hasbro tried their thing. Ramen's doing their thing with 112 vehicles. Valaverse is doing their military vehicles. And we're doing our customizability thing. We're coming with a flat canvas. And like you saw on that website, if Mikey throws it back up, we have a lowrider edition. It comes with, you buy the lowrider kit, comes with side skirts, it comes with the engine, steering wheels. We're contemplating like fluffy dice. We can interchange the seats, we can interchange the door panels, we can interchange the grills, the bumpers, the rims, the wheels. I mean, it's a lot of the custom right there, that one right there. I mean, it's really, it changes the whole look of the vehicle. I mean, you can achieve this result
Remind
with the
me to
matte
make
back.
that when you click on it, it'll pop full screen.
That
I
would
can
be
do
dope.
that. Yeah.
Like we have one right now sitting in our studio that looks like this, but it's about
Guys,
85%
we do
done.
everything ourselves. I
Yeah.
mean, everything. So,
Like these things were created all ourselves. We went into Rhino and
the website we created ourselves.
these three guys you see on the screen.
I'm not a web developer. I'm learning as I go, and I'm trying to build this thing. So if it's not perfect,
Yeah,
it's
these are
an
rough
evolution.
renders. Rough render.
Yes.
Evolution.
Oh,
Yeah.
I think it's better than it
It
was.
looks good,
before.
man.
Thank you, bro. I think
Logo-less grills, variant bumpers. I mean,
Yep, there you
yeah,
go.
guys. I don't know. It's a whole idea.
That's
It's
the
a whole
same
concept.
car. That's
Yeah.
the same car. You get a little bit of different bumper, different grill. And I mean, look at the grill. Look what we're offering as the grill right there as far as, and if you guys go on our Instagram, you can see the actual green. This is a render here, but you can see we've done a prototype in the green. Eddie did. It looks fantastic. We're calling it Odd Frog Green. But,
Yeah.
but, like we've literally been
Chop
spending the
green.
last few months experimenting with it, doing different things, painting one, printing a bunch.
Printing more.
Yeah,
In resin
so,
and what's the other one?
Yeah.
FDM, PLA.
Mm-hmm. And the important thing for us guys right now is proof of concept. Like, we had to break everything apart. It's 76 pieces. And we need you to break everything apart and not go online and say, look at this, they missed this. It's a lot to kind of incorporate when you're going over like quality control for something like this that you've never, held in your hands. You've had 8 months of development, but you've never really gotten to hold it. You do things on the computer, it might be too thin. So yeah, shoot.
Yeah, no. I mean, we've had one full solid prototype that broke, and we're working on a few shells. So it's, I mean, we're a young company, but we're doing it, we're trying it, and we're getting as elaborate as we can. We're shooting for the fences. Maybe it wasn't the best, like I said a few shows ago. Like we're trying to start a ripple, we got to start small.
We went big on the first one. But that's because we trusted this person who supposedly had this
nice audience and a bunch of pre-orders lined up, ready to go. Yeah. So
guys,
we developed.
Look at that, and you don't have to have the grill with the Bandito logo, but look at the sharp lines on that Eddie designed, and he even wants to make them sharper. Eddie, talk about this a little bit, this
badass
machine.
It's definitely a muscle car. It's inspired by a 67.
That's not a render. Sorry.
It's not a render. That's the first prototype. That's John. It's somewhere in Guangdong, China, right now. Well, that was taken by Johnny, the engineer, but inspired by a '67 Chevelle and like the Impala. But I just really love those aggressive, sharp lines. It gives it character. It gives it a stylistic look that you could even you can accentuate with paint, with color. Like I've seen. I won't give any ideas right now.
It makes it harder to draw. Thanks, Eddie.
Yeah, no problem. I guess that would be hard to pop. But I mean, yeah, even like you see that front line coming from that front corner and the fender. Like if that front line continued through the door panel and it goes through the end, just some minor details that we can still do to these things that that we're able to do because we're still in a prototype kind of phase. It's still designed. We're still receiving pre-orders, so we can keep it like this, or we can continue to evolve it. A product is ever evolving. Like did I say product? Product, yeah, a product ever evolving. You have a test shot. You have your first prototype. You have maybe a second prototype. You might change certain things. Like we noticed some details in here that we're gonna change for sure, like the trunk and certain pieces. But that little part of the grill, that Bandito logo, pushes right out, and you can pop another piece in that'll make the grill look flush, or you can just
And
replace.
there's a whole new grill.
Oh yeah, or you can just replace the whole entire grill. Like, I mean, the bumpers come off. See, there it is.
There's your dash lights, Eddie. Tell it. This is great.
There's your dash lights. We have little Easter eggs. The gauges don't work. Would be kind of cool. We can probably make them work. That'd be cool. But yeah, look, even if you can see in the top corner there by that steering wheel, that's our little logo on that dash screen. We're able to change things easy, like that gear shift. Looks plain and simple. We took ideas. We can change it into like a skull. It can be interchangeable, or we can just change the original design. Our logo is going to be on that center steering wheel. I think our Odd Frog initials are on one of those gauges. And, I mean, there's certain Easter eggs. I mean, there's details, the pedals, the clutch pedal, the gas pedal.
Eddie, I think your dashboard is, in my opinion, far superior. There's a lot more dials. There's a lot more area where the light is affected.
Yeah. It comes
when
through.
we first showed this to Toy Mercs, they pointed out that when you opened up the hood with the lights on, the dash lights kind of shone through where through
the engine compartment, certain parts.
Yeah, so that's been addressed and stuff. Like a lot of details have been addressed.
Great feedback.
Oh, absolutely. I mean, look, it would be awesome if it came out of the gate completely perfect. But the important thing is, like for us, we know we're going to be giving it to customizers, and we're doing this with the intention that you're going to look at the inner guts of our car and do what you want with it. And it's like, okay, everything has to be addressed on the inside of the car. There can be no bullshit, excuse me, but like things that break, things that are too small. Eddie pointed out a thing we were looking at when we broke the car apart where it's like this kind
of like inner hinge system that kept the hood. That had the hood was kind of thin. There were certain parts,
yeah. So we had to address that. It's just like
certain things that you would not see unless you took it apart and you were in there looking at the model. Like it may look good in 3D, and you're able to zoom in 3D and oh yeah, look, that tolerance looks good. But once you print it to the scale that you need it, that width that you saw on the computer that was about this is actually only a millimeter, and things like that need to be addressed in the prototype phase.
And there's room for it to be fixed. So
yeah. There's our Concept Jones Bones with using Mesco parts and yeah. In front
That's
of the
not the real
shop.
Jones Bones head. That's we could start concepting our idea. But yeah,
kit bashes.
Yeah.
Still looks
so
excited.
That's the actual Bandito back there. So
guys,
with the Bandito, we were gonna include decals and stripe decals, flame decals, all kinds of color decals. Skulls.
I almost think we should sell the decals now because you could easily put the decals on the Ramen Racer.
Yeah.
And the decals are kind of cool. You could also put them on the Bratz thing, you know what I mean? Like,
you could.
Guys, one of the things we're looking at since we have this access to these like machines that are phenomenal, like we have laser cutters. You know what, guys? I'd like to show the keychain. Maybe we could take a look at that as we close out here, real quick, because Eddie had some constructive thoughts on it, and I think it's interesting enough to talk about. Do you mind if I grab it real quick, guys?
Go for it. No.
Talk amongst yourselves. I'll be right back.
Amongst yourselves. Look.
Ever evolving show. Let's see.
Yeah. Powercon was great. You know, one of my 112 scale, one of the things that got me into 112 scale was Mezco. They had a few great reveals, but, you know, Powercon, check it out,
So,
guys. We plan on being there sometime.
guys, we're just kind of fully investing a lot of our stuff in the whole 112 idea. You know, some companies, and we'll want to do this eventually too, you go after licenses in a way where, like, if let's say, I don't want to mention any companies, but let's say a company goes.
Well, I was just name dropping companies as you were going.
Well, I think the ramen thing is important because we're so
I was name dropping
associated
Mezco,
with
sorry.
the 112 vehicle kind of situation. But I would say what you do is if you're a company and you look at, like, say, Warner Brothers, and you want Batman, but everybody, like Mattel has the 12-inch Batman. You can't do that. And somebody else has the 6-inch Batman. McFarlane can't do that.
McFarlane has a
So
7-inch.
what you'll do is you'll pitch a different scale and make it look awesome and give a reason why that should exist and show it to the company and be like, you know, let's have us
Make
build
this,
you this
design
thing.
it for you.
It'll help our name, and hopefully we can represent you well with how we portray your characters and stuff. So, you know, at some point we want to do all that stuff, but right now we're really just focused on 112 and customizers and stuff. So this is what we think about in even the simpler ways when we want to show little things. And I just kind of had a thing, you know, to, like, I was gonna say.
What are you trying to say, Kevin?
Bug up your ass.
Exactly. But, like, I tried doing these little. I had this idea to, like, have a clock that's at 112. It's probably backwards here. Does this
No,
help?
that was
That
perfect.
looked right. No.
You can flip it
no,
around
no.
and see it too, but, like, okay, that was perfect. Okay, so what you see here is it's acrylic, and what I like about certain kinds of acrylic is it's like it's just free magic. Like, it glows on the end. You can see, you know, the light makes it have a certain kind of effect, and then when you engrave it with the laser, it that effect carries through to the kind of design.
That's cool.
And so, yeah, I made some of them, and there's an opportunity to do different colors, and I'm just trying to look, and you know, guys, we want to look at our merch because it's like, if we can sell merch, it's going straight to the Bandito. Like, if we could sell $1,000 of merch, that would
Another
mean there's
prototype, another part.
there's 4 people that don't have to purchase it towards the 1,500, right? So, yeah, like
Very cool. Very cool.
thank you. It's just fun stuff. And I mean, you guys have seen that I did the other stuff with the kind of magic LED stuff. So I don't want to show that just yet. But
Magic LED stuff.
that's right.
Some
So I
secret
don't know.
squirrel
What do you
stuff
guys
going
got?
on.
Anything else, Mikey? I think you wanted to share some stuff last week, but your mic went out.
I did. I was having technical difficulties last week. I was pulling a Kelly with my computer.
Oh,
No, I at least want to bring this one up. So, especially with PowerCon going on, one of the big boys there is McFarlane Toys, as Mr. Kelly would say. But McFarlane, I don't know if you guys have seen this. Let me pull this up. He's decided to do a Batman 66 comic-based figures. So it sounds like, at least, so I'm getting this information from Superhero Hype website, and their opinion is because they're having trouble getting any further actor likeness rights, like they were able to do with all the Batman. Going back to 66, there's, it's public domain at this point. So, like, even with some of the characters. So, he's got the 66 style Batman, kind of an interesting looking feller.
That's kind of stiff.
Yeah.
Is that a statue?
I'm
It's a
looking at
5
Superman.
point. It's a 5
I'm looking
point.
at Superman on my screen. Is
Yeah.
that-
Yeah.
It's
Well,
a 5 point
Oh, you
articulation.
said Batman, Mikey.
Batman
This is Superman?
style, like, yeah, it's
Oh.
Batman 66 comic based
Era.
figures.
Yeah.
Basically, it's a whole line. He's got Batman and Robin, and he's got Superman.
Yeah, they're like 5. They're like. Okay, go ahead.
Yeah, this. He said, especially if anyone expected him to look like George Reeves, not so much. This face resembles a hybrid of the current Batman Robert Pattinson with vintage Superman Kirk Allen.
I see more Ben Affleck.
So this guy, I guess he comes with a bar of kryptonite.
What?
So here's
that one looks funny.
Now,
okay. I guess I kind of see. Okay.
It's supposed to be a robot Batman, but it could be like a Batman in a suit almost.
That's what I'm saying.
You know where I think they're trying to go with this is the old Max Fleischer Superman style. It looks, 66. Okay, this looks more Max Fleischer kind of 40s or whatever that was to me.
It's almost like Danger Will Robinson.
Yeah, very much.
So this guy, Lord Deathman.
It looks kind of cool.
Okay.
Yeah, he's all right.
Looks like a Zorro skeleton dude.
We could put his head on the front of our motorcycle.
So this last
Big
one is kind of my favorite.
Shout out to Big Fella.
The Joker putting on his best Batman impression. I kind of dig that.
That's pretty cool. I like that. Or the Tick.
Yeah, exactly. So it says that all these figures are actually 6-inch scale, rather than his normal McFarlane 7-inch. But I guess he did do Batman and Robin and the Batmobile.
Yeah, I was gonna say I think he did them all right, and a Batcave.
Yeah, and I guess they're each going for about $17-18, which isn't horrible. So
The 5-point articulation.
No, that's
figure,
pretty decent actually.
Good, yeah, but
so yeah,
McFarlane soft goods again, Eddie a little bit with the cape.
Yeah, see, he's starting to incorporate that more. Cool.
I do like that.
Odd Frog's gonna have a wetsuit, guys.
Odd Frog.
But anyway, I just thought that was kind of interesting. I thought I'd share that with you guys.
Well, it's because it keeps the skin moist.
Yep. Catch it on the Odd Frog comic.
Everything has story and purpose.
Yeah,
all
great
right,
guys.
I think this is a good show. This was fun. It was cool. Shout out to Ace with Ramen Toys. His first time at Powercon. He had. We didn't show everything he's got, guys. He's got a lot of other stuff, which is cool. Some He-Man stuff.
So you see that Motu license?
Get a license.
See that? Yeah.
I worked on He-Man. That's going to be a challenge, I think. But more power to him. His car looks great. Guys, thanks for coming to the show and hanging out with us on a Saturday night. Like and subscribe. It's not going to be Saturday when you see the show, but thanks anyways. Like and subscribe. And we'll see you next week, guys.
Thank you for tuning in to the Odd Frog Chop Shop podcast. This episode is brought to you by MLCVoice.com and OddFrogEntertainment.com. Theme music is Burlesque Heartache by RKVC. Please remember to rate and subscribe. Until next time, keep creating and keep playing.